So I have always wanted to be a dainty small purse girl. I feel like I've mentioned this before, but even as a young teen, when I started carrying bags for the first time, I always was jealous and coveted those girls who were just like, oh, I've got a little small bag. I only have a single Tic Tac and one Kleenex in here, and I don't need much else when I go out. And, I'm a minimalist, No, I always coveted that and I wanted to be like that, but really reality set in. I'm not that way. I need to be prepared for every occasion and every possible eventuality. And so that's really followed me throughout my entire life. And it's plagued me. It's plagued me throughout my entire life. There's really nothing wrong with being a big bag or a mid-size bag kind of gal, but you always want what you can't have. Nothing's changed. I still wish that I could be the kind of girl that just carried around the bare essentials, but I'm not. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that I don't often wish that I could cosplay as somebody like that. This is a bag that when I first was seriously looking at purchasing a Portland leather goods bag for myself, because my first bag was purchased for me back in 2022. When I came back around and I was looking for a bag for myself, I knew I wanted a crossbody tote style, because at that time I was really into crossbodies. Things have changed. I've gotten old. But I was looking at the Raindrop, but what always gave me pause was the fact that it just looked so small. It looked so tiny, and I'm like, I can't. There's no way. That is a bag for a person with their life together much more than what I am. And so the Raindrop is not going to work for me, even though I really did like it. Eventually, I did settle on the medium crossbody tote, which is my spirit bag, but I never forgot about the Raindrop. I always was it was out of the corner of my eye. I was like, ooh, Raindrop girl. Eventually, I did break down and get one. Actually, I've got two now, but I did break down and get one. And why did that happen? I would see user photos in online groups, Facebook groups, and I was always very impressed by how much it looked like those bags fit. I also would look at the dimensions, and I would find that meant nothing to me because I am not a math person. Dimensions mean nothing. It's all a concept. It's all a structural concept. And I don't know, 8 inches wide to what is it, 4 inches tall? What does that mean? That means nothing to me. So I bought one. And when I tell you, this bag is magic. Why is it magic? Because I carry around a lot of shit. I carry around a lot of things, probably more than I really need. And also, I've gotten into small leather goods, SLGs, that I just learned what those were. I've really gotten into those. And so I'm like, how many needless, squishy leather bags can I put inside my main bag and justify their existence? And so now small bags are really out of the question because I just can't fit all those things in there. But I bought the Raindrop anyway. And this bag is magic because it fits so much shit. It fits so much. And I am so delighted. I'm so delighted by how much it fits while looking so small. It truly does fulfill all of my small purse girl dreams, but it's deceptive. It is a small bag. It looks small, but somehow it is able to fit a lot of stuff. If I was going to review the Raindrop bag, so I have one in Lagoon and I have one in Cold Brew. The one I'm going to review today is the Lagoon one because it is the softest, most puddly one. I do love the color of Lagoon. It was out of stock, and when I saw that it came back in stock, I snatched it right up. It doesn't have the chunky pebbles, how the girls like to say, but it does have some decent pebbling. It's not the super uniform kind of fake looking pebbles that are coming out on some of the more recent bags now. It is, pretty evenly pebbled. I'm not dissatisfied. I am a person that likes big chunky pebbles, but this is fine. It's fine. They don't look extremely fake. I'm okay with it. It's very soft and it is very puddly. It is more soft and puddly than my Cold Brew Raindrop, and I don't know if it's because I've carried the Lagoon more, but I really do think it just kind of came like that. I did squish it, roll it, condition it, all of that, but it is very puddly. It barely will stand up on its own. My Cold Brew stand straight. She's still standing tall, loud and proud. I actually kind of like the raw edges that are characteristic of a PLG bag with a snap. And that brings me to the snap of it all. So when I was first buying my first PLG bag, I was like, it must have a zipper. It must have a zipper. And there's actually a ridiculous story behind why I was so insistent upon a zipper, and it has to do with Bagoo. But anyway, I digress. That's for another day. So I was like, it must have a zipper. But I was like, I do want to try a bag with a snap. To be clear, it is a pretty small bag, but it has this magical ability to fit in all of the things that most big bag girls would need. So I am going to try and fit everything that I possibly can into this bag. Not everything that I possibly can, but all of the things that I typically carry around on a daily basis. Currently, I'm using a large Aspen. I think that'll be really interesting to see how all of my things from the large Aspen fit inside the large Raindrop. Okay, so these are all of the things that I carry around with me on a daily basis. I have my large pinch pouch, and this contains all of my personal care and medical supplies. I have a little pill case in there. I have some pads, tampon, do have a full medicine bottle right now that I have to carry around. Any kind of personal care item goes in here. I also have my wallet. I have a Sabrina, which has my medical cards and the one credit card I use all the time. I have a Canoe zip that contains my charger and cord, although the cord is out right now. I do have my Kindle as well. I have my phone. This is actually my daughter's phone that I am using for this demonstration. I have a Sunset pouch, which has my lip products in it and a travel size perfume. I have my pinch pouch, which has my earbuds and some jewelry, because I have a terrible habit of taking off jewelry throughout the course of the day. I have my knockoff Hobonichi planner. I have some pins inside of a Sidekick so that I am motivated to actually use the planner. Sometimes I do carry around my glasses case, but I'm not carrying it currently. And I think that's all. All right, so I already know that I'm gonna have to do some creative arranging in order to get everything in here. We'll see how all of the things fit. Okay, so all of the things did fit. I did have to play a little bit of Jenga. Is it Jenga? Tetris? Anyway, I did have to play one of those games, especially with the addition of the pinch pouch. The pinch pouch. Pinch pouch? Penny pouch? I get them mixed up. Anyway, with the addition of the pinch pouch, that made it a little difficult. I used to have, in place of the pinch pouch, a howler, but I found that a little too chunky to go in. And so I did switch to the large pinch pouch, which is pretty big. And so it is a stretch to try and get it inside this Raindrop. But I did it. All of the things that I use on a daily basis are in here. It does close, and it's not, you can tell that it's full, but it's not to bursting, right? That I don't think the snap is in any danger of not working or failing or anything like that. She is heavy. She a heavy girl, okay? I won't say this is the most comfortable carry when I have it stuffed like this. And full disclosure, I don't currently carry my Raindrops, and that is because I have got to get a better strap. There is no way I can fill this bag the way I have and use the strap as it is. The strap is uncomfortable even when I don't have a lot of stuff in it, and so I am going to have to get either a shorter strap or a thinner, or or a thicker strap. I'm leaning towards thicker and shorter because I think that'll be the most comfortable carry. But look at her. Here she is. She is all full, and I am getting my workout today, honey. Holding this up like this is really hurting my arm. I am getting my workout today. Like, I can barely hold it up with one arm. She is stuffed. One thing that I did find interesting was how much room there is still on the sides. Like, there's so much room on the sides still for stuff if I wanted to put it in there, but I'm just gonna let it breathe. I'm not gonna put anything else. I am gonna rearrange my keys, put them in one of those empty spaces on the sides. But this is such an interesting bag. Like, I love this bag because of this. I don't know what it is about the bag that makes it able to, I feel like the leather just kind of puddles around the items and you can get a lot of stuff in there. Also, I think the squishier the leather, the easier it is to kind of fill it with more items. And that's why I don't have one in a smooth leather. I'm just afraid that I will not be able to get all my stuff in it like how I can with a squishier leather. If you've been considering the Raindrop at all, but you're like, I'm a big purse girl, I've got to be prepared for everything, the Raindrop is not going to be for me, I would maybe reconsider. Try it out, because this bag really did impress me. Now, I am waiting anxiously for a oversized Raindrop. Please! I feel like there's been so many bags that I just did not care about at all that came in an oversized, like the Montana and plenty of others. I don't care. I want an oversized Raindrop. I am an active boycott of the Raindrop. I'm not buying any more colors. Not another color in this bag until they give me an oversized. And I'll take an oversized in almost any color as long as it's pebbles. Please. So I think that's it, and I'll see you later. Bye.